If you are struggling to get to your first sale or struggling to make sales with digital products, it's not because your ideas are bad. It's not because your passions aren't valuable. Usually you're probably making one of these mistakes. I was gonna say one of the biggest mistakes, but you're probably making one of these mistakes that's keeping you stuck, okay? So today I'm gonna be going over 5 of the biggest mistakes beginners are making when it comes to selling digital products, all right? I'm gonna be talking about how to avoid those mistakes as well so that you can get to the bag and get to your wins faster, all right? If you're new here, I am Crystal, the goddess, but you can call me Kat, okay? And I help beginners make money online with digital products. This week has been a very fun week. We have been going live. So yes, you are seeing this recorded, but we are live and we are in the middle of Digital Empire Week. Well, not really the middle. We kind of gearing up to the end. Anyways, this is Digital Empire Week. What's Digital Empire Week, Crystal? This is a week that I created. So if you feel like you've never heard of it, that's why. I created this week as a way for me to go live every day and talk about digital products, selling them online, making money online, building passive income, talking about the blueprint, talking about mistakes to avoid, which you're gonna be doing today, but really just providing a lot of value for folks who are interested in selling digital products or making money online passively, okay? So I'm excited to be here today and talk about this with you today. Over the past couple of days, we are actually in day 5 of Digital Empire Week. So yesterday we went over the 3 Ps beginner framework for selling digital products online, okay? That was the blueprint for what to do to launch your digital products. Today, we're talking about the things to avoid, which is basically the opposite, the things not to do, okay? So I'm excited to dive into this. Let's get into it, yeah. Let's get into it, yeah. Okay, let's go. One thing about me, I'm a notes girly. So I'm gonna have my notes here. Let me scroll on down where we are, because we're gonna jump into these mistakes, okay, that beginners are making. And let me just say, if you can avoid these mistakes, you're already ahead of 90% of people who are in the digital marketing world or in the digital product world, okay? So mistake number 1, overcomplicating the product, okay? Don't overcomplicate the product. As a beginner, a lot of times folks are like, oh, I want to do this big course. I want to do this 5 series, 10 series video course, video webinar. You don't need to do all that, babe. Okay. If you are new to digital products, you don't have to start that big. Okay. Don't make it complicated. All right. You can start with one mini guide. You can start with one, you can do like a recording live, do 1 hour. Okay, you can do 1 hour of a live recording. You can create a checklist. You can create a template. You don't have to do this big, grandiose digital project. You can do it later, but if you're just starting out, just start with something simple. That way you build your confidence. You build your confidence. You feel good about it, and then you have some feedback from people. We'll talk about that in a moment. But you can improve over time, and then you can put out something bigger later on. Okay. One of the things about, let me double check something. Yeah, one of the things about overcomplicating the products is that this leads to people taking months and months and months and pushing back the start date because you're like, oh, it's not ready. It's not ready. Because really what happens if you're doing all of this to make it perfect, you don't need to worry about that because we're going to talk about that next. Mistake number 2, waiting for perfection. Okay. Waiting for perfection before launching your digital product. You don't have to be perfect, okay? Like I said before, you can start with a digital product, push it out, something simple, something mini. You put it out, get feedback from people, take that feedback, implement it into your product, and put out a revised version, okay? Because here's the thing. If you are waiting to be perfect, you're really just procrastinating. Okay, you're really putting it off because you have some fear there, you have some resistance, and you're making up excuses about why you don't want to start now. Okay, so push through that perfectionism, stop procrastinating, and let's get something out so you can get started. Okay, because you're not going to get perfect the first time you do it. There's no way. No, nothing's going to be perfect. Nothing's ever perfect. If you're a creator and an entrepreneur, a side hustler, anything, if you are making money, you're not perfect when you start off. And chances are you don't feel perfect now. You feel good about things or you get good, but you're always going to want to improve. Okay. So stop worrying about being perfect. Put out what you have now. Okay. The way to avoid this mistake is to launch it messy. Launch that digital product the way that it is. Okay. Put out that first version, putting your best foot forward. Okay. But don't get hung up on if it's the best or not. Just do what you can, get your feedback, and then make it better as you go. And like I said, as you're doing that, you come back to your grandiose idea. Okay. And which reminds me, step number 1, when we talked about don't overcomplicate the product, the way we avoid that mistake is by making something, which I said it without saying it, but you avoid it by making something small, okay? Make a mini guide, make a 1-hour video, put out a template, a checklist, like anything, like 1-pagers. That's what I'm thinking. Like those are ways that you avoid overcomplicating the product, okay? So let's go ahead and move on to mistake number 3. Mistake number 3 that beginners make when it comes to launching digital products and selling digital products is not knowing who to serve, okay? Beginners always think like, oh, I just want to help everybody. Everybody needs this product. I've been in so many spaces where I hear that. Everybody needs this. Really, it can help everybody. Really, you haven't gotten clarity on who you want to help, okay? This clarity is so important, okay? Because when you are talking to everybody, you are talking to nobody. All right. No one's listening because you're too general. Okay. You have to be very specific in who you're helping. That way, when you talk about your product, people feel like you're talking to them. Okay. The people need to know that I am talking to you. Okay. Oh, you. Okay. People need to know that when people feel like you are talking to them, they listen. Okay. And when they listen, you got them hooked. All right. And then how you speak to them is how you nurture that relationship now that you got their attention, or how you nurture their attention, okay? So you got to get clear on who you're talking to. Now, the way we avoid this mistake of not having clarity, come up with your I helped statement. I help blank achieve blank with or without blank. An example, I help busy moms get fit without feeling guilty about going to the gym. Okay? Really simple. But it takes time. Play around with it. Brainstorm a few of them, okay? But that is mistake number 3, and that is how we avoid it. Let's move on to mistake number 4. Mistake number 4, let me see. Focusing on the features. Sorry, I'm in my chair and it's real. If you can hear it squeaking, the chair is just going crazy. Sorry. Number 4. Run that back. Number 4, focusing on the features and not the results of your digital product. So don't get caught up in what is actually in your offer. Get caught up in the transformation that you offer with your offer. Okay? Get caught up in the results that people will gain from your offer. Get caught up with how your product will change people's lives. Get caught up in the solution that you provide to people. Okay? That is what we want to do so that people feel like you are going to make their lives better. All right. So if we're talking about the features, you don't want to say like, oh, I have this video course. There's 10 modules. You think that's a flex. I got all these modules. That's not the flex. Okay. The flex is that I have this course that is going to change your life. All right. That is the flex. So how do we avoid this? Let me see. Yeah. So how do we avoid this? Instead of just saying, oh, I have 10 modules, you tell people, learn how to make digital products learn how to launch your first digital product within 7 days. Hint, hint. That's what I got coming for y'all. Just wait. People are like, oh, shoot. If I'm a beginner and I'm already thinking I don't have the time to do it, and you're telling me I can get it done in 7 days, now I got you hooked because now you're interested. All right. Tell people what it is that you can do. What's that solution you provide for them? What's the hack? Think about that, right? I feel like hacks are still popular. Think about the hack. What's the life hack you're going to give somebody? All right. And that's how you pitch your idea. That's how you sell your idea. Number 5. underpricing or giving too much away. Number 5 is another mistake that beginners make because you think, oh, I'm just going to charge $10 because then everybody's going to want to like buy from me and I'm going to get so many sales because it's so affordable. When you do that, you're not doing nothing but undervaluing yourself. Okay. And when you undervalue yourself, you're going to attract people that undervalue you as well. And you don't want those low vibrational people around you. You don't want people that are looking for the bottom of the barrel, the best deals possible. Okay. You want high value folks. All right. And so how do we avoid making this mistake? You provide high value to people, okay? And you charge what you're worth. If you know you are doing a 10 module series, video series, you don't charge $27 for that. You can charge up to like $97 for that. You can charge at the minimum $47, but for 10 modules, that even sounds crazy. So be honest with yourself. That price that you think is too much, start there. Start there. And if that means that you have to add more value to your product to beef up the price, you can always do that as well. If it makes you feel better, throw in some extra bonuses if that's, something that you want to do, but don't undervalue yourself. You're not going to help yourself at all. And people also, there's this psychology thing where if you charge too low, people don't even think it's valuable at all. They're like, it's only $10. That probably ain't nothing in there. Meanwhile, I've paid $27, $37 for some little PDFs just to see what people have. And that thing would be 10 pages. I'd be like, I paid money for this. So those folks ain't afraid to charge up. Don't be afraid to charge up as well. Okay. So those are the 5 biggest mistakes that new beginners are. I always say new beginners. That is the 5 biggest mistakes that beginners are making when it comes to launching their digital products and selling digital products online. I already gave you tips for how to avoid those mistakes. So what I want to do now, because as you know, if you've been watching any of the previous videos and hopefully you go back and watch them, what our Digital Empire Week, every week you have been given an action item. You have been given some homework, okay? So today's homework is to let me know in the comments or just DM me privately, which of these mistakes have you been making? It's okay. This is a safe space. Be honest. Which of these mistakes have you been making? Okay. I've definitely leaned into, or I've definitely felt like the underpricing piece. And I just really had struggle with that where I'm like, no, I need it to be valuable. Last thing I want is someone purchasing something for me and they feel like this was not worth it. Like that feeling I just told y'all about. I didn't even plan those 2 examples, but I don't want nobody to feel like that because I know what that feels like. And so I want to make sure whatever price that I give my products is that the value is in there. The best thing to do is over deliver. People will be upset that is not enough content in there. Like if you under deliver, they will be upset, but no one is ever upset for over delivering. So just over deliver. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. Right now we're talking about what mistake that you have been making. Okay. And then also let me know, what are you going to do to avoid that mistake? Something you could do within the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay. So let me know that in the comments. You could pause this video and write it down and type it out. Now type it out if you know that song. But go ahead and do that. And I'll give you an example. So let's say if I was struggling with overcomplicating the product, where I'm waiting and I'm thinking about this big massive idea that I have, because I also have lots of big massive ideas, that my way to avoid that or making that mistake would be to, make a 1-page guide. Literally a 1-pager. I'm thinking about when you were in college, you're like, oh, it's only 3 pages. Easy. Okay. I would make a 1-page guide about how to make money online, selling digital products. That would be how I would avoid. That would be how I would avoid making that mistake. All right. So go ahead and let me know what you would do in the comments. All right. And as we wrap this up, I want to let you know today is day 5. We will do day 6 and day 7. So stay tuned for that. Day 6 will be us putting together all of the things. Okay. We are going to be taking passions to profits from idea to launch. Okay, we're going to talk about the idea all the way down to the launch. We're going to do a nice grand summary of that. So you have one place to see all of the things. And then on 7, Day 7, I'll tell you about that one tomorrow when you come back, okay? So before you go, I also want to let you know today is a huge day in Digital Empire Week, because to culminate this week, I have launched a special offer, okay? All these mistakes that we are talking about can be avoided with my special offer I have today, which is my Digital Strategy Beginner Bundle, okay? It includes my 50+ page guide, all right, which is 6 steps to get your idea to launch. All of the things are laid out for you in 50 pages to walk you through, just to even get clarity. If you don't even know where to start at all, but you know you want to make money online, this digital product is for you, because it's going to ask you, what are the things you're good at? What are your skills? What are your passions? What are your interests? And those are not 3 questions. Those are over 3 pages, okay? It's going to ask you to think full picture about all of the things, and it will guide you through getting your idea out, landing on a topic and a niche that you want to be in, into how to speak to your ideal customer, okay? It will map out, it was going to walk you through who is your ideal customer, okay? A lot of reflective questions. It's literally a guidebook, basically a workbook with all these questions, okay, to walk you through your final product. And it even includes you walking through your launch plan, all right? So analytics, all of that, 50+ pages. So if you are interested and you feel like, I don't know where to start, if you are interested and you're like interested in making money online and you're like, what did I say? I know where to start. If you're interested in making money online and you're like, I don't want to make these same mistakes that you just listened in this video, you definitely want to check this out. If you are just someone who wants to make money online, period, making digital products, period, you definitely want to check that out. And because I'm doing my beginner bundle, it also comes with the intro to a Canva for beginners guide that will walk you through how to use the features of Canva. So if you want to create like, a 1-page document, turn something into a PDF, a checklist, a Canva template, all of that can be done with Canva, and it's going to show you how to make that nice and pretty, okay? So check out the links below, but if you are interested in the bundle, comment bundle, and I will go ahead and send you the link for that. But I also have links below for digital marketing and digital products. Thanks for tuning in. Before you go, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I will talk to you very, very soon, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.